Hi, AJ here from Workshop FX. Today, we'll be looking at recreating this eye replacement effect. Let's take a look at the final product. Right, so this technique allows you to replace one's eyes with some other thing, whatever you like. In this particular shot, you can see that we've managed to have some kind of dark forces coming up from her cheeks, being sucked into her eyes and turns her eyes black. Let's get into more details of how to make this effect in After Effects. Okay, now let's grab our footage and drop it into this icon to create a new composition. Now, if you look closely, you'll see that we do have a bit of camera movement here, but one of the key points to this effect is that we need to know the exact position of both of her eyes at any given frame. How are we going to do this? We come back to the very first frame, we select our footage and come down here to our tracker panel. Now you'll see an option called track motion. Let's make sure that our footage is selected. We come to the very first frame. Now we come down here to the tracker panel, select track motion. We're going to put that track point onto this corner of her eye and readjust the reference area because we need enough pixel movement information in order to have a proper track. Now we only need to track the position of her eye. Click Analyze Forward. Now After Effects will automatically track the change of the position of that corner for you. Now we right click New Null Object. I'm going to rename it Tracker Right. By the way, press Enter to rename a layer. Come here, Edit Target, Tracker R, click OK. Apply dimensions X and Y, OK. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side of her eye, her right eye. Okay, the same, we come back to the very first frame. We select our footage, we click track motion and get another track point. We're going to place it to this corner of her right eye. Again, we're going to readjust the reference area, click track forward. Hang on. We're going to create a new null object. Rename it as tracker L. Edit target tracker L, click OK. And apply X and Y, OK. Now we can close this viewer. Now we have both of our trackers, those null objects, connected to her eyes perfectly. And remember those trackers are very, very important. So whatever you do, don't lose them. Let me just turn them off now because we don't need it at this stage. Let's go to the next step. Okay, now we are going to create masks for both of her eyes for later use by right click New Solid. We're going to rename the solid to mask R, make comp size, use white color. Okay. Now to make it clearer, it's a grid effect. So what we're going to do is that we are going to mask out, for example, her left eye. We're going to mask the shape of her left eye onto that layer. But in order to do that, I want this layer, this mask layer, to move accordingly as her left eye moves. And apparently it is not. It is not moving, it doesn't go anywhere. We have a couple of ways of achieving that. Remember the tracker masks, that tracker layers that we have created earlier? Let's select the tracker R, hit U, bring out the positions. We can use those keyframes as information. Let's edit, copy, and select the mask R layer, edit, paste. Now you can see they both share the same keyframes. That's how this layer is now moving accordingly. It's connected to her left eye. But let's say if you have 5 layers, they are going to use the same keyframes. There will be too much, because too many keyframes in one composition will slow down your computer. It's going to suck all your processing powers. So let's undo this. Instead of copy and pasting keyframes, I'm going to parent this mask R layer, mouse click and drag into tracker R layer. Drop. Okay, now you can see it's parenting the second layer, track R. What it means is that it uses the keyframe information of position or rotations on tracker R layers, put it onto mask R layers. So they are connected. Now check it out. By adding no extra keyframes, we have successfully made this layer move accordingly. Okay, now we can delete this layer and we're going to shut down this mask R layer for now. Now let's grab a pen tool. We are going to quickly draw a bezier of the shape of the white part of her eyes. Now this step is very important as well, because the more detailed, the more accurate your drawing is, the more realistic your final result will be. So put it in mind, I want you to spend more time on it. Now we have a shape, and this shape is the position of that shape is following the movement of her eye. But unfortunately, because we are replacing a human eye, so the shape of human eye is constantly changed. We are lucky that in this shot she doesn't have to close her. Now she has to keep her eyes open, so we don't have to do too much keyframing. Select this mask layer, hit MM, bring out the mask option, and let's click the stopwatch beside mask path. Okay, that then creates a keyframe. We're going to find the next point, I think probably here, and we're going to readjust the shape of this mask. To make it connect, right, and then to about this point it moves again, right? So we are going to adjust our mask again to fit that shape. This is boring, I know, but you have to do it. I say I'll probably do it off screen and I'll come back. Now we've done all the keyframings on the masks and we've parented them onto the corresponding track nose, and now we can see that those masks are perfectly synced with the movement of her eyes. That is really good. Alright, let's shut those layers off now, as we don't need them at this stage. Now here comes the fun part. We are going to create a black eyeball effect. Right click, new, solid. We're going to call this black R, make it 200 by 200. It's a square. C will probably keep it wide. Click OK. Alright, very importantly, we're going to parent it onto the tracker R node. We keep this layer selected, press T. We're going to lower the opacity a bit. Now we're going to move this layer until it covers the whole eye. Alright, bring the opacity back up. Now let's come to the effects and preset lot. We type fractal noise. Drop it onto this new layer that we have created. Let's give it a little bit of tweak now. The fractal type, I want to change it to turbulent sharp. Looks like a bunch of little veins. And then soft linear, we don't have to change the invert, no. What we are going to do is that over time, we want it to, from very bright, we wanted to reveal those veins and then turning into black. So brightness is the thing that we need to change, that we need to pay attention to. Let's boost up the contrast just a touch. 118 looks good. And according to the size of her eyes, this fractal type is a little bit too big, so we're going to scale it down to that looks good, 17. Let's come down here to subsettings, subscaling. Let's pull it down a touch too. Okay, now it looks good. Starting from probably somewhere here 30 all the way down to -116. Start with 24. In the evolution, of course, we need to animate the evolution, but I don't want to use any keyframes. What I'm going to do is that Alt click the stopwatch, and we type this time times say 150. In that case, the evolution will be automatically animated. We'll see if we need to adjust this value later on, because it seems to me it's a little bit too fast, but maybe not. And then okay, we're gonna change this mode to transfer mode to multiply. In this case, we only see the darker part on her face. Of course, this layer follows the movement of her eye. It's because we have parented it to the right tracker. Now, for her right, we select the mask R, edit, duplicate. We'll put it above this black R layer. And here in the track matte, we choose Alpha Matte Mask R. So instantly you see why we were creating those masks. What it does is it takes the alpha channel of the mask R layer and hide everything that's not in that channel. I know it's a bit complicated, but just bear in mind. Now, let's start animating this. So brightness from 24. How long do we need? Maybe 1 second and such. We turn it all the way down to 112. Let's take a look. Let's do a rain preview. Yeah, that goes too fast. So let's find out. Time times 25. Well, it looks good. Or maybe we'll do something with the contrast as well. So keyframe it, come back to the first frame. I'm going to no, I think 11A looks good. Okay, really good. The other thing is that we might want to give a little bit of feather on the mask. So select the mask R, press MM, feather it out a bit. Maybe 4 will do. And then mask expansion by 1. Close those up. That's done. Now we select the black R layer, edit, duplicate. No, actually we don't do it just now. We're gonna finish all we want. So press U, see all the keyframes in here. Probably wanted to stay for a little bit of a time, so we create another keyframe here. 3 seconds. We'll bring it back to 20. Right? It becomes black. And then it comes back. Nice. Now I am thinking that we need to animate the opacity of this layer as well. So why don't we just select all the keyframes and bring it forward a bit. Select black R layer, press T, and set a keyframe here of opacity 100. Pull it back to about 1 second and turn it down to about 12%. Let's take a look. Nice. Okay, select this, hit U. It comes out with all the keyframes. Okay. Actually, I don't really like this part. I want to have a more feeling feel. So what we're going to do is drop it down a bit to about 88, and that we go to 63. Nice. 84, 63, 84 and 63 minus 63. Cool. So it feels a little bit better. Now I also want another effect that I want those veins to show red in the beginning. So let's come back to the effect and preset type tint. Drag it on here. We want to tint the black red. Maybe choosing a little darker red. This red is okay. And over time, we're gonna turn it black. So, alright, set a keyframe for the red. And then set another keyframe here to black. Let's take a look. So it was red, turns into black too quick. Let's come back here. We adjust the position of the keyframe maybe here. Nice. Nice. And then from here we set another keyframe. Back here should be red again. Right, let's rain preview it. Okay, I want it to take more time of fading out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to readjust all the keyframes. Let's take a look. Alright, that looks good. So we can now select this layer. Edit, duplicate, and rename it as black L. We're going to parent it to the track no L, and then again reposition it to cover the whole left eye. So now it follows the left eye, right? Now we are going to select the mask L, edit, duplicate, put it above black L and alpha matte. Now we see that it's changing. Good, good, again, good, good. Now I might need to readjust the softness. So select mask L, hit This in the beginning, this right eye is actually further away from the camera, so we want the feather to be a little more than the left eye. Let's set 5. That may be 0.5. Expansion, mask expansion. Now it looks good. Looks good. It looks good. Okay. Alright. Let's turn off our black layer just for now. Now what we need to do is that we need to create the highlight. So if you look closer, you see that those black parts looks fake. Why? Because it doesn't have any reflections at all. So what we're going to do is that we are going to manually give them some nice reflection, nice highlight speculars by right click, new, solid. Let's call it spec. 200 times 200. I'm going to use the same color here. Click OK. Okay, easier way. Place it here. Change the mode to it. Just place it here so it covers all part. Spec. Parented to the tracker. Now grab the pen tool. We're going to draw some shape. I'll say draw some irregular shape. Maybe this. Then you can come down a bit. And then press MM. Fit it a touch. One expansion, no need. And then we choose ellipse tool. We want a little small dot of highlight over here as well. Then we can try to make it not that regular. Okay. And then it needs another mask. So duplicate it, put it above alphabet. Yeah, a little bit too fake. Hit MM. That's one. I'll probably put 2 on you. And screen. Probably better. Change the shape a bit. Ooh. Right. Make it 3. 5. 5 looks good. That's 3. Turn on the black. Right. 2. 4. Now, that's better. Okay, now we duplicate that spec R layer, rename it spec L. And we're going to move this layer to this point. Select it, press MM, move this little circle to the right. We're going to copy that mask L layer as well, put it above, use the alphabet. Good. Now we turn all things back on. Let's take a look. Preview. Now I made a mistake, sorry. I need to parent it to tracker L. Now it should be alright. Yeah. Yeah. However, here for the black part, I think I would like to fit it even more. No, mask R is to the black. Okay, press MM. By 6 maybe. Much better. Then mask L 7. Okay. Let's do a ramp preview. Okay, that's what we need, right? Now we are going to color correct the whole clip. Let's grab a new adjustment layer, put it on top, rename it CC color correction. For me, normally I like to add a tint effect We won't tint it too much. Let's say 60 looks good. As long as the red part isn't affected, but maybe 50. 60 looks good. And then we go to level. Let's see, input black. Let's turn it up a bit. Too much. It looks good. And then let's crank up the gamma a bit too. No, that's good. I would also like to add a curve adjustment. Let's pull down the red. And pull down the green as well. So what I'm trying to do is that try to give it a little bit of cold feel. Crank up the blue just a touch. I have another problem here. See, when her eyes turned black, I don't like this bit. It looks a little weird to me. Now we can fix it by choosing the mask R, press MM, select the mask 1, edit, duplicate. So we are duplicating mask 1, mask path. We select all our keyframes. Let's do a bit of shape changing and then I'll pull it out here. For this mask, I think I'll fit it at even more, say 10. Right, now let's take a look. Looks much better. And what else can you do? Okay, you can make her eyes a different color. So you'll see we have a blue color eye. Let's drop it down here beneath the black as well. We're going to resize it to about the same size as her eye. The hardest part is to resizing and make it. Alright, and we are going to parent it to tracker R. We're going to duplicate mask R, put it above it, alpha matte. For this mask, press F for feather. We're going to feather it up, say 4 pixels. Nice. So see, instantly we have our eyes replaced. Now we can add a glow effect on it. Type glow, drop it onto this. Let's see, maybe we want to drop the threshold a bit. Maybe higher. I don't know. Yeah. And the edge is too clear. Let's put a fast blur on it. Repeat edge pixels. Blur it by 3 pixels. Maybe too much, 2 pixels. And then we can drop down the opacity. T, drop it down a little. So let's see. When it comes out from black, you see her eyes being replaced, her eyes changed. And the good thing is that layer, that eye, the eye we replaced is perfectly sync with her eye. So you don't have to do anything else as long as you get those two tracker right. This is all about today's tutorial. Thanks for watching, and please let me know if you have any new ideas on how to implement this eye replacement technique, and I'll see you next time.